This video is made for adult collectors because Pete Davidson. That sounded funnier in my head.
Relax. I'm Mirage, remember?
So, Mirage. Mirage.
Wait, that's the wrong Mirage. There we go.
The car looks fantastic. Porsche and Hasbro haven't had a license agreement in like forever, like G1 forever. I don't even think they had one in G1. That's kind of hard for me to dig up because Porsche didn't want to be associated with quote unquote war machines, as they put it. Which is probably why that MP cliff jumper hasn't seen the light of day yet, though that may change with the new deal they got, since in Rise of the Beast, Mirage is a Porsche. But that does come with a lot of problems I hope Hasbro and Porsche can iron out in the future. I'm starting in car mode because the robot will take up a majority of this video, so let's get this beautiful car mode out of the way. I think this is the most accurate car mode I've ever seen on a mass retail deluxe class Transformers toy. You can tell this was made by Sam because he's the car nut. The lines, the distinct shape of like the Porsche bubble lights, the swooping angles, it's all there. Not to mention the luscious silver paint all over this dude. Like the only exposed unpaintable part is the hinge on the top of the roof, and on first glance it's not even that noticeable. The wheels are also pinned, so he rolls so well, especially on a flat surface like this, and the gun stores underneath to clean that right up. It's great. Because everything is silver though, the panel lines are so easy to notice and do kind of get in the way of me enjoying the alt mode to the fullest. But seeing as this has to transform, that's kind of unavoidable. Everything fits together very well, and overall is just a fantastic alt mode. But now comes the unfun part, as we start to delve into the negatives.
So this man's articulation. Yes, a car has articulate, you stupid ass. It's too early for this. So the car's transformation is one of probably the three biggest points of content for a lot of people. It's not fun. Like I think it's not fun. It's manageable. It's not horrible, but it's not great. And there's also a problem with my figure in particular. Not like a transformation problem. It's more of a, I guess we'll call it a paint problem for now. I'll show you in a minute, but it has an issue and I'll talk about that. But to start with, you take the gun out. One of the things, before I get started, one of the things that I think you must do when you get this guy is follow the instructions to the letter, because the instructions in Mirage are actually not that bad, and they really detail how to do this in a very specific order, going from robot to vehicle, because it comes packed as a robot. It works if you follow that step by step slowly. I definitely recommend that, especially considering a couple people have cracked its back glass here. I think it's probably important to follow them. Anyways, fold the feet out. I like to do that first just to get them out of the way, and then pull this section out. It'll untab from here and it will come out from here. Once you've done that, you want to take the roof section and flip it around. So then you raise this up. This is clear though. And then just sort of fold it up and out of the way. Now you want to wiggle the doors out. Now the doors do peg in on the sides, so you just want to pop them out like so and bend this entire section down, because the waist joint is on a triple or double hinge, sorry. So you want to double hinge it down like that. I usually grab this end and pull it down and just extend it. I wouldn't extend it all the way yet because you're gonna have to make clearance for the arms, but bring this section all the way down like that. That gets it out of the way. Now you want to take these sections and unpeg them, and that can be a bit annoying because the pegs are really secure. So what I tend to do is yank on the arm, like right down here, and just push, and as you saw, it pops right out. So on this side, pops it right out. Because if you try to do it any other way, you might rip the silver paint off trying to get your nail in there. So I just shove my finger and boop, pop it out. Then you want to take the wheels and bring them up just like that. And now they are up. Then pop the hood, open like so, and we're getting places. Bring these shoulders up while folding the chest down. That'll pop them over the chest like so. Now you want to rotate the waist. This is the part where the hip skirts do start to get in the way. There we go. And then compress the crotch section like that. Now let's work on the legs so you can stand. You rotate the feet 180 degrees, shift the wheels back ever so slightly, bend the doors down. I like to bring these up because then you can fold the door down further and it just cleans it up a little bit more, which is always nice. So do that like so. Now we got Mirage standing. I haven't folded his chest in yet because there's something I need to show you in there. Oops. Bring this section up like that, fold this onto his back. Now this section, you can do it however which way you want. In the box it comes like this. I just sort of fold it down and leave it like that. It just sort of stays on the back a little bit more. All right, now the chest. What's wrong with mine? Now I want to preface this is not yellowed. I know someone's gonna try and spread that. It's just the part didn't cook properly and my shoulder is brown as opposed to being gray. Something happened there. One of my engineering friends, I talked to him about it. Either it's like pellet mix gone wrong in the plastic mold, this part got burnt slightly or whatnot, but it is like that. I have contacted Hasbro. They have already sent my replacement. It hasn't arrived yet, but it is on its way. They shipped it on Saturday, so like it was a weekend. It's gonna take a little bit to get here, but my replacement figure is on the way. They've already saw it to that. It doesn't hinder the figure. You can't even see it. It's just a weird thing that mine has. Anyways, push this together and there you have Mirage.
So that was complex, but I wouldn't say it's the worst Studio Series transformation. If I had to put it in like a lineup of Studio Series Deluxes going from best on the left to worst on the right, I'd probably put it here. Not the best, but also not the worst. Just take it slow. So the robot isn't accurate for reasons I will explain, but detaching it from accuracy for a second, it looks pretty nice. I like being able to see aspects of the alt mode on my Transformers. It's why I like the MP train bots more than the Moon Studios ones. And it looks neat, but it brings on a whole slew of problems on this toy. And again, the brown shoulder is annoying, but it doesn't bug me that much as I have a replacement on the way. What does bug me is Porsche. They appear, at least on the surface, to be why this toy ended up this way. So one of the good things about the modern Transformers space is that if you have questions about toys they reveal, you don't have to sit there and speculate on why things are done the way they are. The designers regularly post on Instagram, and I urge you to follow them if you have Instagram, because they give a lot of useful information to us when they post, and when you have questions, you can ask them. But when Mirage was revealed, we were all curious about the doors, right? So I asked Sam, because I wanted to know why the kibble was there on the doors and stuff. What I asked was, looking forward to trying out this guy as he definitely looks interesting. One of the things I'm curious about are those hip skirts. While I don't really see them as so much of an issue, are they like that so they don't break up the Porsche logo, or was that just due to the complexity of the robot design being translated to toy? To which Sam replied, I think it's a combination of issues. The door is split at the window to help cut down on the size, but they trail behind the character despite being able to pivot and articulate. Any modification to the door itself would have resulted in parting lines / unpainted hinges on the outside of the doors, which likely wouldn't have met license or approval, and doubling the deco cost every time a part splits, making it a very slippery slope. It becomes a lot to sacrifice to have those parts be just as on-screen accurate. Splitting the doors or hiding them away would have either doubled the deco cost or not met license or approval. Porsche. I'm not saying the entire toy's reason for not being great is Porsche. I feel that also has to do with the limitations of the design just not being toy friendly to begin with. But the doors and some of the rest of the kibble I'd chalk down to not meeting that license or approval part that he mentioned. That's also probably the reason for the clear arms. They don't feel brittle and they have thick hinges, but Sam did say that they had to split the windows so that the hip kibble wasn't a lot, so they ended up on the arms instead, and the windows are clear, so the arms had to be clear. My other issues though are the heels. Like, he falls back a lot, and it's not because he has no heels, they're there. It's just how odd the feet are sculpted. It makes it difficult for him to stand up if you want the feet to be completely straight. I do love how the chest is actual car bits though. Yeah, it sticks out a lot, but it's such a neat and effective way to actually like get the chest together, and it's very satisfying to transform. The gun fully covers the hand, which I adore. I love it when they do that with hand cannons, and it's not blast effect compatible for some reason. I don't understand that. And if you have the mainline one, you can give him 2 guns for this iconic, oh, they're flying now pose. So Mirage's posing is full of hindrances, as you would expect because of all this stuff. I just smacked my phone. It's, well, see, the upper body's not terrible. It's the lower body where all the stuff clashes, and it really limits how he can look other than, well, you see him a lot of times in this video as this, because that's really the most dynamic he's going to look, is slightly splayed out, feet slightly turned, arms down, head looking at you.
So the head can rotate. It's on a ball joint. However, just due to the way the head's sculpted with like the headphones hanging out the back and all that, it is a bit limited. He does have a little bit of tilt though, which is nice. Arms are on ball joints and a hinge. So you got a hinge there and then a ball joint so they can go up all the way. You got rotation as well. The backpack does not get in the way of that. You have 90-degree bend at the elbow and a bicep swivel. You also have wrist rotation. Now there is a waist joint. Like I said, all of this stuff gets in the way quite a bit. I have seen other ways of cleaning up the back. I haven't tried them yet. This is just the stock configuration that I'm sticking with. But he does have a waist joint. It is there. The legs can go forward that far. They can go back that far. They can go in and out, though the doors clash with the backpack. Do you have a thigh rotation? Again, doors clash with the backpack. And I wish they were on a double pivot hinge, so that way you could shift them down, and then you could get the legs to like move out a bit more. He does have a knee joint. However, it only bends about that far because of the wheels bumping into the attachment point for the hinge on the door, actually. And like I said, these can rotate as well, but I like them there. And then the feet are on a ball joint, so they can pretty much move wherever you want, forward, back, in, and out. But you have to angle them forward slightly so that his heels touch the ground. The waist came untabbed. So that the heels touch the ground, and that way he stands. Because otherwise he just won't. And it is a tad bit of a shame.
So, Mirage. What are we thinking? Well, it sucks to say this, but I don't think I recommend it. And it's not like there are better Mirage toys yet. Like the Yola Park one looks like the most accurate. Same with the 301. But they don't at least get color prototypes till next year. On the topic of him being a main character very briefly, and having hardly any toys, I bet the team didn't know how big Mirage's involvement would have been in the film, seeing as this is a follow-up to Bumblebee, and they're like, oh, just make a lot of Bumblebee toys, which they did. And then it ended up being Mirage was the main character, and they got stuck in this place because they'd already planned out their toy line. I have a feeling that's the reason why Mirage is so limited in the toy line. But yeah, the toy just isn't great. There are still plenty of aspects I really like about it, but the overall experience and execution just isn't fun. I would say get one. Hopefully they can give us like the Lamborghini or the F1 car or even the garbage truck versions later on down the line. And with those having easier licensing times, they'd make for a more accurate robot mode on this guy. Hopefully, like maybe the next couple of years, we can get like Lambo Mirage. And because Hasbro and Lamborghini have such a good relationship, they can split the damn logo and make him look better. But that's been my look at Studio Series Rise of the Beast Mirage. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.